in the game right now. Ah, close enough.
To the right side of the map, in the red once again, the Terran player for the FXO team. It is
FXO tree. I don't know, I didn't really try to do it that much that time.
Okay, I'll give you a second chance.
Okay.
To the left, in the blue, we have the Protoss player for Complexity Gaming. It is
Complexity Killer. I don't know. It's not my thing, I guess.
That was not too bad, though.
You know, if I had like a audio, like a voice altering program like they use for the Street Fighter voice, maybe it could have been used. I don't know.
We have to come up with something different for these first games in the Code A around a 4.
Yeah.
Maybe like read the name backwards or whatever.
Oh wow, that sounds cool.
It's actually really stupid.
I'm like looking at.
It's Relic against Ert.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Nah, reading the names backwards would probably not be the best thing. We can go for some kind of Britney Spears voice or whatever, but I think that would be a little bit too creepy.
We can read the names upside down, man. No one would know. Like we just like turn our heads upside down and read the names. Well,
you know that the camera is probably still running, and the production team would get some really stupid shots of us and then use them in some kind of outtakes.
Well, that sounds pretty fun. I'd be okay with it.
That sounds really embarrassing. But guys, we have a double barracks opening here for Tree. He's starting with 2 barracks, one of them hidden, and this could pose a problem for Killer. So if he's really committing to this, if Tree is really trying to make this work, and Killer has probably no clue what exactly is happening, in fact he's not scouting right now, that might prove to be very dangerous for the Protoss player.
What this build is designed to do is to really punish someone who goes for a risky Nexus. And
yeah,
Killer,
Nexus first, for example.
Yeah, and Killer's not doing that. So Tree is actually going to go to his base and be like, okay, my barracks isn't that far forward though, so I can actually just lift it back into my main and make a command center. He's probably going to cut production.
It's a build that Alive, for example, used for a long time.
And it's a cool build because it's not really all in any way. And if you make gas with this and try to send Marauders out of your second barracks, for example, that can be something that's hard to recover from if you don't do a lot of damage.
Oh, but apparently, is he trying to fake him out? He is going for the bunker now, so if he actually uses this bunker in order to fake the Nexus, the command center, that would be really interesting. Because you're perfectly right. Usually we see this build and the Terran player is just trying to have a quick look what exactly he can get away with. And yeah, let's see that there's no command center just yet. Let's him even get into the main base. So right now, Killer is aware that there is no command center. Because as you said, if you want to, you can always fly the barracks back home, then you can build the command center, and you will have this opportunity to punish an early Nexus, but at the same time you delay your own expansion only by a few seconds. But it really looks like he wants to make this work, that he wants to fake Killer out here.
Yeah, and with the kill on the Zealot, it's actually going to make this so much stronger. He's hiding his Marines, and now he's sending them. He's got 3 Marines coming from that second barracks, and he's pulling, it looks like, a total of about 4 SCVs. Yeah, 4 SCVs going, including the SCV that built the barracks. And this is about how many you want to pull. About 4 will allow you to make bunkers, and now he's going to put up a containment on Killer as he expands back at home. His command center is going up, he's taking his gases, and this is pretty cool because if he saves his SCVs, which he likely will, this is a very unfortunate and frustrating position to be in as a Protoss. He's going to probably make 2 bunkers, and these Stalkers are going to try to make their way down, and they may be able to do this. We're going to see some really good micro.
He needs more Marines, though. There are not a lot of Marines, and if Killer controls his units well, then he can snipe everything here. And Tree will lose a lot, and I think this is exactly what we're going to see here. Yep, the Stalker is not even dying. He's not killing anything at all. At the same time, the SCVs all died, also lost a whole bunch of his Marines. And this is a bad spot now for Tree to be in. He didn't accomplish anything at all. He's down to 20 harvests against 24. The Nexus is done for Killer. Great position for the Protoss to be in, and is pushing out now.
Yeah, I think it's possible he could have waited for more Marines, and, you know, for example, he could have tried to hide a bunker and then approach the situation, but the problem is if the Stalkers are on the low ground, then what do you do against that even? So that was something that was just... I think it could have worked. It has worked in the past, but Killer just microed so well, and there weren't enough Marines. You were so right. At this point, Tree is adding an additional barracks. He's already sent his forward barracks home, something that Killer did search for. Scouting SCV does get a little bit of information, sees the robotics, but Factory's on the way, and Tree is way behind right now. I mean, to say that he's behind is actually an understatement.
We have 31 against 22 harvesters. Of course, there are 2 mules in the picture now, but with all the chrono boost the killer earlier used, you can already see that Tree is really afraid. He has all his SCVs around the bunker. He expects an attack, a gateway attack by his opponent really soon. And if Killer just postures around a little bit and shows his units, then I think Tree will be forced to lose more mining time by just having his units around. So this is his SCVs around the bunker, that is. So that's definitely a position that you don't want to be in. 5 workers killed in total already for a killer, and well, Tree with only 1 probe kill. This is not going to be easy to come back here. Yep, once again, all the SCVs have been pulled.
Yeah, he had his stalkers on hold position, targeting down SCVs, just barely in range of the bunker.
And Tree's scared. Double bunker already. He's trying to go for the siege tanks right now. He's trying to contain, well, not contain. He's trying to set himself up in a really passive position where he can be sure that his opponent is not able to break through. But Killer is playing this really well. Double Forge, once again, same strategy that he used in the last map, transitioning into Colossi.
I really like the position for Killer right now. He's forced double bunkers, he's killing these rocks. Tree doesn't know what's on the other side of those stalkers. More stalkers are coming up here now, which makes it look like he's warped them in at a forward pylon, but it's not actually true. Anytime he tries to attack the stalkers destroying the rocks, then he has to pull his marines out. They take damage, and he's actually targeting down one of these bunkers, pulls his stalker back, and the bunker will fall, so he's going to get a lot of these marines for free if he chooses to. You know, he doesn't even have to really commit here. I love the type of aggression that we're seeing from Killer here. It's so rare, but it's so nice to see.
Not committing is the right choice here. He can just wait until the siege tanks are in position and sieged up, and then he moves back. He does not have to kill his opponent. He just needs to pressure him a little bit, and this is exactly what he does. He's already going for the Colossi. He has +1/+1 on its way, as well as the range, and we don't have a starport. So everything that Tree does will be really, really late. If he goes for a starport right now, he will want to start with the Medivacs, but if he has to build Vikings, his bio army will be in a will face a huge problem here. So great position for Killer to be in, and he really makes this work.
Yeah, this is actually awesome. He is really making it work with just a few stalkers while taking it home, using the Observer. And Tree was trying to hide the Siege Tank switch, but the Observer saw it, and once he realized that, he was like, I guess I gotta move out. Siege mode is done. He's got a 3rd tank on the way. I don't know if he will rally that. It's very unlikely.
This is a little bit desperate already.
Yeah.
If he really commits to this, this will never happen, because we don't have Stim yet. He only has Combat Shield, if I'm not mistaken,
yes.
And that's the only upgrade that he has. He's relying on these tanks, but they are already getting sniped by Killer. Oh, he's a bit in a bad situation here, in a bad spot, but he's catching the reinforcements. Tree is not able to actually force him to commit with to an attack, but the first Colossi is already out. The second one is joining the army in the main base, and with 2 Colossi against Marines without Stim, the tanks already gone, most of them at least. This, no.
This is how Blizzard intended stalkers to be used, man. Catch reinforcements, snipe siege tanks. They're so fast. They're so powerful against armored units. Great to see them being used like this. And the attack does not even occur. Yeah, he loses some stalkers, but he made them well worth it. And they're not even all gone yet. He's just going to continue to pick off any Marines he can find. He knows there's no medevacs. He knows there's no Stim.
The siege tanks is what he killed so far, and that's exactly what he needed to kill. Losing those stalkers is definitely unfortunate, but at the same time, he made sure that this attack is not going to hit him hard. He has those Colossi, he has the range upgrade, he has everything that he needs, a big army at home, so even if Tree would commit right now, which he doesn't do because he knows fully well that he was delayed way too much, that all his reinforcements that he tried to send over were already killed. He tries to retreat once again, but even if he would have been in a position, Killer would have no problem at all to take him down, and he knows that he has the better army. He's moving out now, he's on 1-1, and once again, the first few medivacs are being built, but there is not a single Viking.
Yeah, and the tanks alone are not going to be enough since he picked off so many of them. And if he actually attacks us right now while these Marines are out of position at the rocks, he can just crush us. All the tanks are on siege, and he's going to try to bunker, but this may be the worst possible thing for him to do right now. Oh, this is terrible. The Marine's dying instantly. The Zealot's coming in now, and Tree is just going to die here. Yes,
Tree is going to die. There is no way to hold this. He just doesn't have the tank count. He has nothing. No Vikings. Loses one of his Colossi. That's all this is. That's to a GG, and therefore Killer taking it 2-0.
Pretty quick and easy win for Killer there. Great defense from the beginning, taking a lead and really putting the pressure on afterwards, keeping Tree on his toes. That's the type of Rose play I really like to see. Killer showing his skills, all over the place with the Stalkers denying the reinforcements, picking off siege tanks, very map aware, very aggressive.
That's very important.
Yeah, you know, I love to see when Protoss are aggressive, attacking the bunker constantly, forcing the SCVs, trying to pick off Marines, killing the rocks. Just, there was no moment where Tree could just sit back and be like, all right, I'm going to chill out in macro for a second here.
To be fair, though, Tree enabled him to do it with his early attack that didn't really work. So when he lost all these Marines and SCVs without killing anything at all, Killer knew that he had the edge, that he had the better army out in the game, and Tree played very passive from this point on. So Killer had the opportunity to attack, to push his opponent back, and with those Stalkers catching the reinforcement was a huge deal. He delayed Tree's push. That was weak to begin with, but then there was just nothing Tree could do to hold off Killer's counterattack. With 3 Colossi and range upgrade, no Vikings. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, it was tough. I actually...
A very straightforward game by Killer.
Yeah, I just got some information actually on Twitter from FXO Unstable, who helps player coach and manage FX Open's esports team, and he told me that he just has recently been recovering from wrist surgery, so that may have affected his play as well. So just some additional information to add to the table that I didn't have until this moment.
Nice.
We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we get back, we will have Oz against JKS.